December 11th, 2021. Just sitting here thinking about my kids and the pain that I currently walk in. I have an A condition, being anemia. I've been hit by the ozone and management of ozone was something that somebody on one of the television news diagnosed as Havana syndrome, which affects the U.S. Or has been reported has been affected by the U.S. By the local New York media. In 1988-89, there was a movie that came out I'd never watched. I wasn't allowed. Even though we're in a blue state, it was called a black comedy. Yet, it was all casted and charactered as white chicks. So I'm a little confused, because when they put these things out on the cinema or on the television program, they don't fully disclose or explain, to my area anyway, in New York, being Bayside Station, what a black comedy actually means. Does that mean it's funded by a black process? Does that mean it's a satire on something that's actually going on somewhere else? And the characters and the cast of what's being displayed might not actually be who the real live actors are that are in some dangerous operation, that the message has to be received in one method or another? I mean, like, it's socially acceptable that I've not been really a part of, other than school, like the day-to-day school, where they didn't teach patterns and things. I got a 26-letter system of alphabet, and that was it. So now, that's interesting, because then over my lifetime, there's this thing called a White House, which is in Washington, which I've driven past in a field trip of some sort. And when we were there, we were told, like, again, if I look at Washington facial view on a quarter in silver, and Thomas Jefferson being a face, and Roosevelt being a face, and those 3 silver coins, I am really sure that somewhere, they usually say they're European descent, the people that inhabit the White House or are elected into that presidential executive honor. So now it has an oval, which is like the prestige, not Perugina. It's like periodontal. There's another one. Fabergé. Like a Fabergé egg is an oval, beautiful jeweled piece. Premier kind of step to the side in North America, as it pertains to the Northeast coast, which I'm to the north of, geospatially or geologically. So my lineage is somewhere tied into, we might not be direct descendants within an arm's length. We don't have phone numbers, and we don't attend holidays with one another. But genealogy-wise, it's within a close race of congruency. Like, I can tell, or I'm supposed to be able to tell anyway, if I needed to. So that was what was sold as these are the past presidents in the American history, North American history. These are the past presidents. Here's the facial recognition and proof, and this is your nation. Now that is wonderful, but over my lifetime, Hollywood had that blunder with labeling a black comedy with Heathers, and it was called Heathered, which actually ties into a sound wave which goes with Havana syndrome at a machinist level of danger, because I'm supposed to be not left with ozone issues. I'm supposed to be moved to an A zone, but here we are explaining the obvious. But during ozone time, that I've been stuck here with a hole in the ozone, there was a unclean White House. It's like, I don't know, is that like the pit, like the dichotomy of like a urine that's not like an athlete that has a dirty urine and lied about it? I mean, I don't know the tie-in there, but it was really obvious when the news made the announcement that one of these things does not add up to the other, because they had all of a sudden a non-family member and a non-silver Washington, Jefferson, or Roosevelt ancestry inhabiting the White House. That's concerning as a red-blooded, I suppose, North American for the moment, always registered as so, in a blue state no less, going against the grain, but needing to get to A zone and whatever that means, and whatever. But now, so there was an unclean White House. It was not working on the label system that it was supposed to in my North American history books. So I don't know who attends to those discrepancies, but it is noteworthy of, I see a problem, but I don't know where to report it. I did report, however, the New York City municipal Thomas Jefferson statue being removed. That was a concerning. I called the White House for that. And then, according to the Supreme Court, there's a house that doesn't match either, according to the priority set forth by the minted system that was here. And then to further that problem, I don't know if the rest of the country experienced it, but in New York, the front and the back of the coin change. So I don't know if that's just a local problem or if that's multiple area problem in a territory. Again, I'm unclear who receives this level of important things, because at machinist level, where time and space, whatever, between an artichoke and a Brussels sprout, I can see time dilation and how traversing that would be, and straddling that would be a high bridge motion and suppression and need to whatever. But I don't understand why, when I look around, I mean, I walk on the streets and they're no longer speaking English. They're speaking some form of Latin. They're singing in Latin. Then some of the music that they pump out of their stereo systems in this area also has like not a guitar, but maybe a mandolin, like it does not go, it's not in an orchestra of Slovak, let's put it that way. I listened to that today. I saw a pattern there.
Hi, Mom.
from an orchestra ear. Hello, sweet pea. Listening to the canons and sonnets without verse, except for one that turned out. And then there was, such an interesting array. But never really clarity as to how, and if it's just a local, because I don't hear anybody reporting it on the news, and I'm not sure where that safety net is in. I still, for a machinist, need to get to A zone because the inverted hyperbola vortices of celestial is causing a almost like nuclear tube, like Omicron level of the sky dome where I am located. And I don't know if that's because they've held me here too long in an ozone with a hole in it, or if that is, that's another major area, but I don't know if it's being affected by the fact of there's been some leadership and management changes that I don't know whose schedule they were on. Because if some of them know advanced warning, then why were the things that don't belong not taken care of to keep everybody's safety in mind? There has to be anchors in reality. They were very clear when I was born. And the other thing is, around here as a kid, in Bayside no less, my grandfather would take me to the park. And he was part of Sons of Italy, I believe. That was his social club of like a low grade, whatever. And someone through there offered me food of some sort at the park. And it happened like 1 or 2 days in a row, or in a whatever. And then all of a sudden, the person would say, "Do you not know to tell your granddaughter not to take food from strangers?" And it's like, wait, why would you purposely try to harm and poison children? Is that customary in this section of New York? It's a little confusing. I know it's a fallout shelter, but there was no instructions that came with it to raise healthy, sane kids and to help them with their future needs. I know my blood type is not supposed to be here, genealogy wise, but I don't know how to get to where I need to be with all of these things going on that are being interpreted one way on television, like as if it's okay and it's all right. But yet, and nothing really ever clearly defined. And so I don't really know how to receive the information and stay safe, because it's like, well, if we're not supposed to be taking food from strangers, then why are they shipping fruits and vegetables from outside internationally into North America? Why were all the farms dismantled pretty much if we were supposed to be growing our own food on like a homestead kind of a whatever? This all gets to be really confusing. If humanity and protecting one's own family and state of being and health is really the highest priority for an individual, then why are the individuals in large groups and large sections not in congruence with what is needed in order to give them that sense of security? It's been really confusing trying to move amongst the humans when I hear them and then I see their actions, and then I'm forced into situations that I don't want to be in or part of.
Almost done.
Yes, I am. And I don't know how to instruct this ever-changing role of now it is physically, electrically, and physically painful through my essence and my body. And I even had to ask Alexa, I was like, define energy crisis. And she came up with something I never heard of, FERC, before. They don't even mention that on the television. So I'm not really quite sure. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Cataruza. Its Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.